Keeping that in mind, how important is it, or rather was it, for the Prime Minister of India to hold this meeting with King Charles for both India and the UK as far as soft ties and people-to-people ties are concerned? What message do you think is being sent out?
Well, I think it's a courtesy visit. Good afternoon, everyone from London. It's a courtesy visit. King Charles is the head of state. He started his holidays in Norfolk, and that is why Prime Minister Modi has to go there. I think we're very lucky to have Narendra Modi come to the United Kingdom and sign this deal. I think he is being treated with proper respect as one of the most important leaders in the world. But we shouldn't go overboard about the visit to King Charles. I think Charles is good at meeting a lot of people, and he would have wanted to have met, I'm sure, Prime Minister Modi. But as we all know, we live in a constitutional democracy, so the power really lies with Keir Starmer and an elected parliament. And it's clear that the deal that's been done has been of benefit to both India and the UK, even though trade between our two countries is actually quite small. I'm so glad we still have people like Professor Nadev, who is very much a fan of the monarchy. I am too, but I think we mustn't get carried away with this. Maybe if he wanted a grand gesture, the king could have allowed Prime Minister Modi perhaps to borrow the Kohinoor diamond and to take it back to India on display for a long period of time.
Well, Mr. Vaz, sorry to interrupt you, but that would take away the sheen of the trade agreement. I mean, it's a radical idea that you've proposed there. Hope it falls on someone's ears in the United Kingdom. But go ahead, sir, proceed. But like I said, that would have, we would just be talking about that. Nobody even would be discussing the trade deal. But go ahead, sir.
Look, I have been saying this for many, many years, and so have other people. We can't understand why this is not the case. Look, let's not go overboard about this trade deal. It's been going on the negotiations have been going on for 3 years. The level of trade between Britain and India is at 1.9 and 1.8% respectively. We're going to have a good deal, I'm sure. There's going to be more jobs created. But as I've said before, there are other issues that have not been addressed at this meeting between the Prime Minister and Mr. Modi, which is what's happening to all these Indian students who are in this country, 186,000 of them, who are having their post-study work cut by 6 months. They may not choose to come to the UK, which would be far more damaging than buying more Rolls-Royces at cheaper prices in Mumbai or in Delhi. What would also be damaging is what's going to happen next week, the 22nd of July. Indian chefs who've been able to come here on a special route to make our South Asian restaurants the best in the world outside India, they're not going to be able to have that concession anymore. So these are also big issues. Let's not get carried away. It's a great deal. It's been worked out for a number of years. There are other big issues between India and the United Kingdom that need to be addressed. Why don't we get Keir Starmer to go over to Delhi and talk about those issues, because they are equally important, and I hope very much that they will do so. On the question of King Charles, I think Professor Nadev has got excellent, much better knowledge than I have, and I'm a member of the Privy Council. It is in theory supposed to be the Privy Council of the monarch. The fact is, Charles does have a particular relationship with India. The King has been many, many times, I think more than any other member of the royal family, perhaps all of them put together. And certainly in his dealings with the diaspora community in the UK, he has been exceptionally good. So I'm glad they're meeting. I'm sure they've got a lot to talk about. But let us put this in the political context. After all, next week, King Charles is meeting Donald Trump, which is quite a different meeting for him to have. And I'm not sure he will be as excited as meeting Donald Trump as he clearly will be excited and privileged to meet someone of the stature as Narendra Modi.